Hey, Merry Christmas. I'm sorry I'm kind of late with this. Okay, reset that video. Well, welcome to episode 1. I'm just going to take a few minutes just to introduce myself. This is season 10, and I'm going to make season 10 to be about me. Okay. Self-promotion, talk about me. I kind of hope and kind of wonder that maybe there's a remote chance that these videos will play a major role in my future. Not trying to get monetized or anything, because that's pretty much a pipe dream. I'm just average guy. My name is pretty much the channel. I do call it Interworld 75 because that's my little slogan. It's kind of like, what do you do between two worlds? From the time that you are born to the time that you die, what are you going to do with yourself? Some people live for themselves, like for pleasure and for all that is involved in just like a hedonistic thing. Like all it is about me and my joy, my pleasure. Like the Satanic Bible says, do what thou wilt is the whole of the law. And then they have little caveat. As do what thou wilt is the whole of the law. And then they have little caveats later on saying, oh, well, you could do whatever you want as long as you don't hurt anybody. That's like the libertarian garbage that I just can't even get behind. It's like you can do whatever you want with your life. Just because you could do it doesn't mean you should do it. So yeah, I'm sorry. I went off on a little bit of a tangent. But this first episode I want to dedicate to my relationship that I have to God, or God's relationship to me. I do believe God is running the show. So if anything that really goes good, it's God. If anything that goes wrong, in my point of view, is God. So no matter what happens, I know that God had something to do with it. You know, I don't get mad when things don't go my way. I do get disappointed and sad thinking that, oh man, only if this went this way or that went this way or whatever. I may feel that way. But in the big scheme of things, it's God. Like, I'm not going to convince you about God either way, because really, like the scripture says, like even if a man comes back from the dead, they won't believe. You know, it's the idea of like, you can have so much evidence in front of your face, but still, if you don't want to believe, or if you can't believe, you won't. I know ultimately it's a miracle for someone to be alive, to be made alive, like the Bible talks about being born again. You may be born a lot of things, but are you born again? I feel that maybe I was born again sometime in 1987, 88, 89, 90, 91. I don't know really when it happened, but I wasn't really raised in a religious home. My mom and dad, they valued the church as long as like, oh, I could drop the kids off, and then be a babysitter for about an hour or 2 hours, and then come back after we did our thing. Which, looking back, I'm glad that I was dropped off at the church, because it was the church that helped me to understand. Maybe it was the church. It was Pioneer Baptist Church over in Norwalk, California, believe it or not. I don't go there anymore. I've been wanting to visit just to see how it is, but I really don't know. That's where I was baptized. That's where I got fed, but the Baptists, some of the hardcore Baptists, well, I don't know, they're more about the rules and regulations, but that's not really what I understand the faith to be. You do follow rules and regulations and all that stuff afterwards, but it's not a condition of your relationship. There's no conditions that way, because anything that you do that is good or wonderful, it's in response to what God already did. Because it's like if you're trying to pay back a huge debt, like to put it in billions of dollars, I mean, if someone wipes that debt out, man, you're going to owe some gratitude to that person. At least you should, because you're not entitled to get any good things happening to you. And that's what I believe. It's like when things go good, it's wonderful, and it's something that you could appreciate. So that's pretty much the gist of me. This is the episode number 1.
Yeah, that's good.
Episode that is going to kick off my season 10. So this episode is pretty much about God, because God should be number 1. So that's what I'm saying. Number 1 episode is about God, because God should be number 1 in my life, in your life too. So hope you listen to other stuff and watch